to the Panic Button. My name is Jessie, and that's Nina. Welcome.
And next on our Lilytino series, Lilytino talks to us about a encounter he had in the ladies' room. It's the black lipstick for me.
I was just in the women's room at a cheesecake factory, and when I walked in...
Does this motherfucker ever stay home to eat?
No.
God damn. How much money do you have? How are you not 500 pounds?
I think he uses it as a tax write-off for TikTok as a job.
There was this little girl, like 3 years old, tops. She was standing there alone, I assumed, waiting for her parent who was in the stall. And all the stalls were full. So, like, I couldn't go in. I just had to wait. And it was me.
Or you could have just went to the men's room, because, you know, the ladies' room usually have a bit of a line. But men's room, you ever been to concerts? There's a line out the freaking door of the ladies' room, and then there's, like, no line for the men's.
Well, also, women have to take the pants down, get in there.
We have a whole process we have to do.
Men can just kind of undo their zipper, do their thing, and leave.
Yeah. And you know what? I find that kind of rude. Like, sir, you could go to the men's room, and I could get closer to the stall so I can relieve myself.
You're making this poor little girl wait even longer to pee because you have to pee.
Well, I think he was behind the little girl, and the little girl was waiting for the mom.
Yeah, but he's gonna fucking mess with this little girl in the meantime.
How? By staring?
He's probably thinking about kidnapping her right now. What the f*** do you mean? He's like, what do you like when you go grocery shopping? Remember that shit?
Ew.
Do you remember that shit?
No.
He was talking in that one live video about grocery shopping. He goes, oh, I like big melons. Do you guys like big melons or small melons?
It's been so long since I've seen that.
No,
I forgot about it.
Put the clip in.
God, this chat. Jessie also likes eggplants good. My mom said she was born at night, but not last night. Interesting. Hi, Shelby's mom.
It was disgusting, and it happened, so.
Me and this little girl and no one else. And she kind of looked at me like... And, you know, I just like nodded my head and didn't look at her. I was like, you know, it's kind of awkward. And it occurred to me that when the parent, who I don't know, leaves the stall, exits their stall and sees me, a trans person, and their little 3-year-old daughter, that they might make an assumption based on untrue things that they've heard, an assumption that could be very dangerous for me, unsafe for me.
Well, you think that some, like, 3-year-old is going to beat you up? Or is he saying that, like,
the parent would,
daddy's going to be, like, back there just waiting with sleeves rolled
right
up,
outside
ready
the
to
bathroom,
rumble?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you know that people might have these assumptions, why still do it? To prove a point?
Which is basically saying you know you don't pass.
You know you don't belong.
And so you're going in there, knowing you don't belong, knowing you don't pass, and staring at some person's child.
Yeah, maybe, no. I mean, it would look kind of funny.
What?
If I were to walk out of the stall in the ladies' room and I had my daughter waiting for me, and I saw this giant man next to her dressed like that, like a Halloween character, not
Wednesday Addams.
Yeah, like not trying to pass, but wearing a costume, you know, because he's not trying to pass. This looks like he's trying to look like someone, like a child character, like with the bow in the hair. I would
You'd be concerned. I'm more concerned about the children's safety with people like you walking in the bathroom. I would be grabbing my kid and walking out the door pretty much.
Obviously. But my thought process would be, why are you... No! You should not be in this area. Standing next to a child especially. I mean, in that case, if you had those thoughts, maybe you want to take a hike. I mean, do you have to pee that bad? Or are you going in there to make another video?
You can't tell me there wasn't a family bathroom, though.
Right. Or you couldn't hold it.
Crazy.
Really? No, he can't because he has a prostate.
Oh, and because he insists on being seen as a woman.
By 3-year-old little girls?
By anyone.
Like, who are you trying to prove yourself to exactly?
Anyone and everyone. They have, like, this narcissism, babe.
To children?
Anyone. And he, I think, is a PDF file.
Well, he is a AGP file. AGP, autogynephile. You can usually tell the difference between an autogynephile and a trans female trans woman. The one looks like they're trying to pass, and the other looks like they're in dress up like a character.
They're pretending.
And that's usually how you know the difference. By default, you look creepy by dressing the way you do and
Like
all this
this?
shit. So, I mean, what do you expect at that point? I know you're in San Francisco and everything, but there are normies out there, too, who aren't too keen to see a cosplaying grown man standing next to their 3-year-old daughter in the ladies' room where we have to take down her pants, you know? It's just not the kind of representation you want to be putting out there for the trans community.
And this is what people are seeing because you're crazy.
For me. So instead of waiting for that to potentially happen, I left the bathroom and decided I didn't need to pee that bad. Trans people go through.
You decide not to look like a creepy man.
He's got to know how he looks, right? He's got to know that
That's why
he's
he
like...
left. Because he knows. If he didn't know, if he thought he could pass, if he thought, maybe I pass, he would have stayed. Because he wouldn't have been concerned about them thinking, oh, that's a trans woman.
Someone
if you
who's
saw Blair
trying to
White
pass,
next to your kid, you wouldn't instantly think, oh my God.
Right, but you know, Blair White is the exception.
But that's passing and not passing. That's how you know. Do you belong there? Yes, no. Do you pass? No. Then don't go in.
Trans people go through this thought process any time they're in a bathroom. And it's not okay. And it's important to talk about because it happens all the time.
Not okay for a trans woman to go through the anxiety of making a 3-year-old girl feel uncomfortable when he decides to invade a woman's space. Am I getting this correctly?
Right?
Do you know how crazy that sounds?
Maybe go to the bathroom that doesn't give you anxiety to go in. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's probably like a sick thrill anxiety he's getting off on.
Probably. But instead of trying to make the world work around you, why don't you just push for a third space?
Or go to it. There's usually a family bathroom at most places.
All that money that was being sunken into DEI programs could go towards a third space for trans people like yourself. I think that would solve the problem entirely. But instead, you're trying to force people to think the way that you do and to feel comfortable when they don't. And then you shame them when they push back. And it's never going to work. I mean, I don't know if you're addicted to the fight or if you just want to push women around. But
whatever it is, it has to stop.
it's gotta. It's coming to an end in society. People are getting sick of it.
Women don't feel safe, and that's why you shouldn't feel safe. Because we finally have a little bit of a sense of safety again.
Slightly.
With the bathroom bills being passed and everything, we finally feel like we can say something to the weird trans person in the bathroom.
Well,
Sorry.
we haven't really gotten there yet because he's still going in there. The trans sanctuary states and all that baloney.
It's still going to cause people to look at you sideways and say something instead of keeping their mouth shut.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that most people don't say anything, especially women.
True. That's why they like to take advantage of them.
The comments. He was also caught on a live stream talking about sex acts with minors using euphemisms and laughing about one of their mothers being in the room. Some people are saying it never happened. Mothers don't leave their little toddlers alone unsupervised outside the stall. You ever heard of free-range parenting? Mm-hmm. Most mothers, and I would say, well, maybe not most mothers anymore, but good mothers would never leave their daughter alone. Especially nowadays that men can come in the bathrooms all willy-nilly. Good mothers will not leave their daughters alone, unsupervised. But free-range mothers are out there.
It's unfortunate that this is the world we live in.
Mm-hmm. I've seen some of this chap's own community call him out for his methods of creating scenarios for content, usually involving hospitality staff. And I think it's highly likely he's doing the same thing here. He's awful. Yeah. He's probably making it up. It's views. It's money. It's more money to go out and eat at the Cheesecake Factory. Yeah.
It is, but I'm telling you, he must get a write-off or something for it. It's crazy.
Only one way to find out. Ask the audience. Do you know if he's being written off? Written off? Writes off his food?
He probably writes them off on his taxes as, like, work expenses.
Do you know?
Transactions.
Do you know if he writes off his food when he fills out his tax forms? I don't know. I've heard that voice before, and I just cannot remember for the life of me who that person is. You know, they can't talk like this.
I have no idea.
I know you don't. And it's probably for, like, the Gen X and millennial crowd. Write in the comments. let me know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video.
We love you.
We love you. Thank you for 23,000 subscribers.
Jeez, man.
We do love it so much. Thank you. We really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Join all memberships. Comment below.
Join all memberships.
Bye.